Welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be discussing about margin in CSS. So, we have different ways we can apply margin uh, to our elements in CSS. So now, what is margin? Margin is giving a space between each element, like giving a space. In programming, you cannot just give space in your um in between your elements. You understand? For example, let me say this. Let me just give a white space here. You see, it will not reflect on the website. So now, in HTML, we use the break um, tag to start a new line. But in CSS, we can specify where we want to apply our margin or our space. We can decide to give our element a space at the top, space between the right hand, space at the left side, and then space at the bottom. So now let me show you how we can make use of the margin. So now I already have element here, which is the p tag. I have a class which I name margin. It's not compulsory you name your class to be margin, but just for references, I'm naming it margin. So now I have a text in it, which is the tech guy. So now let's go to our CSS file and make our code. So now let me see margin. So our squigglies. Now, now let me say margin at the top. For example, I want to give a space in between the 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 margin left and the tech guy. So now I want a space in between any element and the tech guy. So now let me give a very wide space so that you will see the difference. Now I want you to observe the movement of the tech guy. So let me say 100 pixels. Now you see the tech guy has moved down. Now the space in between the left margin here and the tech guy is 100 pixels. Now I can reduce it. Let me make it 50. Now you see it has jumped back a little bit. So I can make it 10. I can make it smaller. Sorry. I can make it 10. Now you see. So that is the space, the margin at the top. Now let me margin at the left. So now margin at the left hand. So let me make it 100 so that you're able to see it very well. Now you see the movement, it has moved from the left hand to the right hand side. So that is the space. Now the space between this particular place here and this place where the actual text is now is 100 pixels. So let me give a margin at the left. So now at the right hand, a margin of, let me make 100 pixels. Now it won't make any difference. It won't make any difference now. But if I wanted to make a little bit difference, so let me remove this. So now let me increase this to 700 so we can see. Oh, it's too far. Let me make it 500. Oh, let me make it 300. The tech guy. Okay, let me make it 200 and see. Now we have it here now to be 200. Now, so if I want to move it back a little by sending it away from the right hand side. So I will just say margin right. Let me just say 100 pixels. Now you see it has moved a little bit. Now by expanding our website, now you see we have our text back. So that's how we can make use of our margin. So we have the margin bottom. I will show you now how you can also make use of the margin bottom. So I'm sorry. Let me adjust this to be here and bring this down. So now let me say margin bottom. Margin just simply means space. Margin bottom. Let me see. Margin bottom should be, let me say, 200 pixels. Now you see we have a very big space here. Without the margin bottom, let me remove it so that you see what I'm saying. You see there is no enough space here, but by making use of the margin bottom um, value, we have a space at the bottom. So this is how to make use of a margin. Don't forget, margin simply means space, to give a space in between your elements. So that is what margin is all about. So in the next tutorial, we'll be discussing about the shorthand and other properties of margin. So thank you.